Happy Monday, everyone. So today I want to talk to you about my Kundalini yoga teacher training journey. I set out because I really just wanted to be a yoga teacher. I didn't have any specifics on what kind of yoga I wanted to be. I just knew that I wanted to teach yoga. And I started off practicing. I practiced Bikram yoga regularly. That's a very hard word for me to say. And also Kundalini yoga. So I started doing that pretty much at the same time. And I also practiced vinyasa. I'll practice any kind of yoga, really. What drew me to Kundalini yoga is really that it was super weird. It was just a weird form of yoga. I've done many forms of yoga, and that one was really, really weird. And I thought to myself, I like this. Another aspect that I liked about it was there was meditation involved. There was chanting involved. There was different breathing techniques, and no class was ever the same. I mean, there was one class where we were rolling on the floor. There was another class where we were holding an apple. There was another class where, you're facing each other in like a partner kind of situation. A class that I just taught, and I've taught 2 classes already. A class that I just taught, at the very end, there's actually about 9 minutes worth of communication between a partner. I mean, so it was so different in that I thought, oh man, I really like this. I like the unpredictability of it, and what I felt was creativity. What I didn't understand, before I got into teacher training was I actually did a lot of research before I got into it because of the financial investment. I was like, man, I'm going to pay this much money. I need to know more about it. And that was when I got really turned off by it, because I started to realize, oh gosh, it's really just like mostly a whole bunch of like older white people wearing all white and in turbans. And I was like, what is this? And then they kind of like, from my point of view, they were like worshiping this old Indian dude. So once again, it's that whole kind of guru situation going on, and I wasn't going for that either. And it's weird. It's not like my opinion of that has changed, but what I got from the experience is so much richer than that opinion that it doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't even matter. I'm like, yeah, that's what's going on. But I didn't go in there to figure out why white people were wearing white and all turbans. I went in there to figure out what Kundalini energy was in relationship to Kundalini yoga, and how I could learn more about myself in that process. And I was drawn there. Instead of getting the computer I wanted, I was drawn there because I saved up money, and I was like, okay, either I'm going to get this computer. I've been wanting a Mac for a very long time, and every time I get close to getting that Mac, there's always like this something that comes up. Every single time that's happened, and this time this has come up, and it hasn't been bad things. Like, I went to Korea. I had a beautiful, exciting journey in New York, and beautiful life experiences have happened. And then the funny part is that there's always been some level of technology that holds me over, that comes into my life that holds me over until I get this Mac that I've been wanting. So I've never actually needed it. Something always comes into play. Even now, I'm able to make videos and edit them on my phone, which is really why I wanted the Mac. I wanted to be able to make higher quality videos. This isn't at the super level of video making that I want, but it really is the goal that I want to achieve. But let me get back to Kundalini yoga. So I wanted to learn more about myself, but in many ways I also didn't know why I was there, because I disagreed with so much of what it was. It felt cultish. I mean, I'll say everything. Like, I'm not afraid to tell you all the things that I felt. It felt cultish, I mean, I can't tell you how many jokes I've heard this past weekend about drinking the Kool-Aid, and they're fully aware of it. But the attitude is, well, hey, if this works for me, then that's what it is. I didn't like the relationship to Sikhism, because there's like a very clear line of Sikhism. Now, most yoga has a relationship to Hindu, but I know that it has nothing to do with religion. But So there's a connection there. So these are all the things that were big turnoffs for me, big turnoffs. And then, you can go online and read all kinds of stuff about, Yogi Bhajan, and you're like, well, what's going on? What's the truth? So, and I'm an honest person, so that's why I'm sharing that with you in the video. But guess what? It didn't matter, and it had absolutely nothing to do with my personal journey and what I was seeking to get from the experience. And so from the experience, I became far more confident in myself. A confidence that I know how to maintain, a confidence that I know how to walk with in life. My sense of self-worth increased. I had a pretty great sense of self-worth, but I will say I was often challenged with it, just because if something didn't go a certain way, or if something didn't go right, I would easily feel disappointed that my self-worth plummets. And I have tools to maintain that, to keep it with me, which is really amazing and profound. Let's see what else. I don't have any issues with being different anymore, which was a really big issue for me for a very long time. And what I mean by that is, as much as I do things that make me stand out, I mean, I've always have done that, but I would feel it, I would feel this oddness about me. I would feel that I am different. And through this process, I don't care. That's the best. I don't care if I'm different. And a great example of that is the fact that everybody wears white. I go to teacher training classes. Everyone in the room is wearing white. By now, it was like slowly but surely, you started to see everyone wearing white. All their color palette disappeared. And then they all started covering their heads and putting on turbans. And it's not my thing. And it probably will never be my thing. And that is perfectly fine. I also feel like that doesn't change my ability to teach yoga. It doesn't change anything about me, other than the fact that, hey, I realized I was perfectly fine with that. And so that was a really great gift for me to myself. The other thing that I have learned, I learned more about Kundalini energy, and I also learned about and in a way that finally made sense to me, because I've heard a lot about it, but there were certain experiences that I had in my life that I'm like, was that Kundalini? Was this Kundalini? And this was before I went to the class, and I'm telling you, it took me, I've been in this class since January. It wasn't until Saturday that I finally got the information that I came for. And the funny part was I was in class, and a little voice told me, today you're finally going to get what you came for. And I got what I came for. And the great part about that was also the day that I taught my practicum. And so that was an amazing day for me, because I got what I came for. I finally got all that information that I've been waiting for. And it was funny because I got it in about a matter of 5 minutes. And I was almost kind of feeling a little tired, and then all of a sudden something said, wake up, this is it. I thought, that's it. So it's been a wonderful journey. I'm sharing this with you now. I've been very quiet about it because I kind of wanted to get through everything, every weekend that went by, I'm like, ooh, oh man, am I going to do this? Because it was difficult for me. Because of all the things that just didn't gel with me. But what I've taken from this experience and from this class is just deeper self-love, but me knowing how to carry it through. And a great example of that is, whether you can see it or not, in my eyes, I have been crying since last night. I have been very upset about something that happened in the past. And and I didn't really allow myself to feel those feelings, in that past situation. And so it just all came. And I think part of it was that I was able to deal with it. I was able to deal with an extreme emotional breakdown and be okay. Now, it took me all day to actually start to feel better, but I feel better and I'm happy. And it's pretty amazing. I attribute that to my practice, and I attribute that to what I was able to learn and gain from doing this work. And one of the things that I've learned was discipline. The discipline that I had every day to do my yoga practice. And last night, even in my little tears, I was doing my sadhana, my daily practice, and I barely did it, but I did it. I mean, that's one thing. I barely did. I was like just laying on the floor half the time, but I was on my mat and I worked it out. And so that ability, something that I don't feel I ever had, that kind of skill, the skill to feel a full emotional breakdown, meaning I haven't had to hold back my emotions at all and still be able to move through it. And finding strength in that, and even finding joy in that. I mean, that's worth every little penny that I spent to do my teacher training. So I'm sharing that with you. It means that my website probably will be changing at some point. I'm going to give myself time to figure out how I want to do that. I definitely will add more things on this channel dealing with what I do with yoga. Maybe I'll add some meditations and different things that I have really loved doing and practicing and sharing it with you all, and kind of doing more instructional videos. That's going to be freaking exciting. So subscribe if you haven't, like this video, and tell your friends. So happy Monday again. Thank you for watching. I appreciate everyone who watches. I talk about a range of topics, so you're not gonna like everything, but I'm sure there is something that you will appreciate. Okay, bye bye.